But listen, he's over there laughing. We're up here laughing. Everybody laughing. This is serious, though. He won't be laughing Friday. This is very serious. This is very, very serious.
First and foremost, all praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai Bashem Rachadash, the ones apostles, bishops, elders of great millstone, and shalom to your brothers in the highways and byways, doing the work sincerely and faithfully, continually fighting that good fight of faith. Lord willing, we have found that number to be delivered. All right. So I'm gonna kind of do a land back off Elder Manat Zakbar's lesson he did concerning this cat here, talking about the camps. All right. And, you know, that clip that I just played of Mike Tyson, I like that clip, you know, because it's the same sentiment that we're in right now about how serious these times are. All right. When people went to go fight Mike Tyson, it was a serious time. And likewise, we being prophets of the Lord set up in these last days, we're living in some serious times right now. It ain't no joke, man. Niggas are laughing and giggling and having a good old fucking time. Excuse my language, but at this point, you know, the Lord's going to put a stop to all this nonsense. All right? Now, I'm not going to play the clip. You know, you brothers already heard it. You've already heard it, but I'm going to talk about a few talking points that he made, right? Now, this fool said that we have already been through, you know, Jacob's trouble. Well, what he doesn't understand and what he doesn't read, he clearly he doesn't read, all right? And I'm going to say this. As long as we're here in Babylon the Great and not in the kingdom of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, in the kingdom of heaven, we're going to suffer troubles, man. All right? It's never going to be over until we're in the kingdom. And this is what a lot of you people don't understand because you're full of bullshit. You want to laugh and joke and have nonsense. And no, and the man mentioned that, you know, these camps, I don't know, the Heavenly Father, and they weren't, nigga, you have learned because of the camps. You found out you are Israelite because of these camps. So, as ungrateful as you people are, you should be thanking Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai for the camps that were set up, primarily the men of Great Millstone. You should be thanking the Lord, all right? And even with that being said, you people don't even know how to thank the Lord, man. You consistently and continually go right to Yahweh. All praise to the Most High. All praise. You niggas, you don't read. You don't understand. There's an order that the Lord put in place, man. As the Lord has said, no man goeth to the Father but by him. Nobody makes mention of Yahweh Shai's name. Nobody. And this nigga said that since the Most High gave him more understanding, like the Lord, like the Heavenly Father's dealing directly with you and speaking through you. All right, let's get some scriptures. Matter of fact, before we get that, this is one of Elder Apostle Gabar's terms right here. Johnny come lately. All right, you got all these newcomers, these guys coming up out of the woodwork. And where were you 5 years ago? Where were you 6 years ago? Where were you 7 years ago? 8 years ago? 9 years ago? 10 years ago? 11 years ago, 12 years ago, 13 years ago, 14 years ago, 15 years ago, 16 years ago. Need I go on? Where were you? So if you weren't around during the peak time or when the Lord was bringing these camps together, excuse me, when the Lord was bringing the camps together, you know, we've been out there in the trenches, man. We've been in the trenches consistently and continually. And now all these Johnny-come-lately guys, they're popping up, talking about we don't got the truth, and we're dividing, and we're against them, we're against the people, and all this other bullshit. It says, a newcomer to or late starter a particular place or sphere of activity, right? Excuse me. This is Johnny-come-lately. And this guy's one of them. Simpleton. Just as simple as look at him. Just as simple as he can be, man. Just as simple as he can be. Don't know a damn thing. but I'm going to try to tell the people that the camps are going off and the camps ain't right. Well, you don't know shit about the camps, man, so keep your mouth shut. I don't know why it's so hard for people to just keep their mouth shut, man. If you found out you were an Israelite and you trying to do the right thing, then keep your mouth shut. The scriptures say, be more ready to hear than to give the sacrifice of fools. And at the end of the day, you ain't a prophet. And this is why it's hard for you people to grasp the idea of what's happening here, because you are not a prophet. All right? Yeah, the Lord may have given you the understanding of who you are as your nationality, but that's the extent of it, man. Jeremiah 29:9 says, for they prophesy falsely unto you in my name. I have not sent them, saith the Lord. So the Lord didn't set you up for you to be sitting there making videos talking shit. And on top of that, don't know a damn thing about anything. This is why the Lord's gonna come. This is why the Lord gotta come back, man, and put a lot of you people and delete a lot of you people out of this program. That's essentially what the Lord's gonna have to do. But what I pray for is that he don't delete you right away, that you get to see and suffer and continually suffer about the things that you say aren't going to happen, as in the time of Jacob's trouble. You sitting there talking about those brothers harping on it, and he said it. They make it seem like we got to get prepared for something. What you think, America's built for love and peace? If you had a brain in your head, and this goes to all you people out there. If you had a brain in your head, you would see and understand that this place was a place of death. All right? This is that place, man. The valley of the shadow of death. Amos 3:7. Surely the Lord power will do nothing but revealeth his secrets unto his servants the prophets. And again, this is the reason why you have no understanding, because the Lord didn't reveal these things unto you. All right? No one cares about your carnal way of thinking. Nobody cares. Nobody wants to hear this shit. People are looking and trying to find out how they can get delivered. That's what people are looking for. And then, with that being said, they now have to seek out who the real men are that the Lord set up so they can follow him. Ephesians 4:11, it says, and he gave some apostles and some prophets and some evangelists and some pastors and teachers. All right? Now, a teacher, all right, an apostle and a prophet is going to warn you about the things to come. He was steadfast on saying that we have already been through the time of Jacob's trouble. All right? We are in captivity. Whenever Israel was in captivity, and whatever captivity it was never over until the Lord delivered them out of the captivity. All right? So therefore, the Lord hasn't delivered us out of this captivity. So we're going to be faced with perils. We're going to be faced with tribulation. We're going to be staring death in the face. All right? We're going to be pursued like dogs. All right? So again, you people who are out there listening, you better be you better be thankful that the Lord has set up men who have remained in place. And that's another key element that you have to think about. A lot of these guys have come and gone. and then resurfaced, only to disappear again. All right? And now that we're getting closer to the end of this thing, you got the re-resurfacing. All right? Popping back up, guys, popping back up. Now all of a sudden, they think they're on fire. But this work that we're doing is of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. And no man in this kingdom who profess themselves to be, sent or given some inspiration by Yahweh and continually making, giving their testimony about how they feel. We don't give a shit about that, man. And again, you don't even understand the basic concept of going through Yahweh Shai, the only begotten Son, to get to the Heavenly Father. Did not the Lord said he was going to be that intercessor? He was going to go and report back to the Heavenly Father? But you trying to sidestep Yahweh Shai. And we've seen many men come down this path, sidestepping Yahweh Shai and trying to, pose themselves as, somebody that's holier than thou, that the Heavenly Father himself is dealing with. All right? This is 1 Maccabees chapter 2. And I'm going to jump down to about 23 and 24. All right. So this is with Judas Maccabees and what he did. Let's read. Now, 23, it says, "Now when he had left speaking these words, there came one of the Jews in the sight of all to sacrifice on the altar, which was in Modin, according to the king's commandment. Which thing when Mattathias saw, he was inflamed with zeal." So like I said, Judas Maccabees, Mattathias. "He was inflamed with zeal, and his reins trembled, neither could he forbear to show his anger according to judgment. Wherefore he ran and slew him upon the altar." All right. So again, you men are playing games where, we're taking this thing serious, man. This is a matter of life and death. All right. And sometimes you hear cats like this, you just want to, delete them, send them back to the spirit world. I've always been one that would say, if you don't know enough, you don't know shit, just be quiet. Just be quiet. Okay? And then maybe the Lord will open up your mind and your spirit to receive something. But a guy like this and many more out there, useless, man. Absolutely useless. Absolutely useless. Let me jump down to 25. "Also the king's commissioner, who compelled men to sacrifice, he killed at the time, and the altar he pulled down." All right. It's getting to the point right now. You men don't realize you're putting your life in harm's way with the shit that you're doing. Right? We're not going to be just standing on the corners, prophesying. The Lord's going to turn us loose, man. The Lord's going to turn us loose. All right? You always had people that would, talk shit about the men or talk shit about people who would not really be one of action. And when they would see that a man wasn't about action, they would continually put the press talking shit, laughing, making mockery of him, until that one time when that man rose up and got the swinging, right? Now everybody's talking about why you doing this, why you do that. You ain't want to take heed to the warning signs that were laid before you. All right? But the time is coming. We ain't going to be sitting there talking about shit no more, man. Keep it up. Keep it up. The Lord got a special something for you. All right? And all you men out there who profess yourselves to be somebody, you Johnny come latelys, you guys who have popped up, and they continually pop up, man. And we've seen it time and time and time again. You know, there's certain spirits that are out there, the Lord let out there, that are going to gravitate to one another. You know, the Lord said the deceive and the deceiver are his. So you think you're doing a good work. You think you're out there helping the people. All right? You can't help yourself. Never mind trying to help the people. 1 Corinthians 14:32. And it says, the spirits of the prophets are subject to the prophets. Has anybody taken the time to sit and meditate on these scriptures and think about what they meant and why they were written? Because if you have taken that time, you wouldn't come with the nonsense that you be coming with. Okay? You think that you read a few scriptures, you know, you see a few videos, and you got this thing all figured out. You have no idea what you're doing, what you're dealing with, and what the consequences are for your actions. You know, it was written, let them alone. For if this counsel of this work be of men, it'll come to naught. And this is another thing a lot of you scoffers and scorners and you degenerates and you rejects fail to realize. The Lord has the men of Great Millstone from the head apostles on down in the same stead for the past 17, 18 years. All right? Meanwhile, all these other guys and all these other camps are getting busted up, conflicting stories, you know, being exposed. All these things are now starting to happen. Right? The Lord spoke about, you know, if you come up against one of these little ones, it were better that a millstone will hang about thy neck. So it is clear. It is clear who the Lord's chosen men are. And it's not about boasting or bragging neither. It's not about boasting or bragging. It's about the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushai being done. All right? As it is written in the book of Thessalonians, to you who are troubled, rest with us. Yahweh Shem Yahushai is about to come back, man. And about to set this thing back in order. But until that time, we're going to suffer violence. We're going to be under the hand of our enemy. We're going to be on the run. All right? We're going to be in situations where Lord will and the Lord delivers us out of these situations. You know? perilous times. All right? This is 2 Timothy 3:1. It said, this know also, that in the last days perilous times shall come. Now what the hell is this man talking about? We've already been through Jacob's trouble. You know, we're not gonna face any more trouble. We've been in trouble the whole time. You damn right. We've been in trouble. We've been facing trouble. And we're gonna continue to be in trouble, facing trouble until we're in the kingdom, ruling in righteousness. That's not a very hard thing to understand. You are in captivity. All right? And this is why the Lord said, pray without ceasing. For these things that we're going to be encountering are going to require heavy prayers, brothers. Heavy prayer, heavy praying. This ain't no joke. You know, and as the video that I started off with Mike Tyson, he said, this is serious though. This is very serious. You know, you got niggas out there laughing, having fun with this. Right? And if you've been around long enough, you would come to the conclusion that, damn, you know, maybe I need to keep my mouth shut. All the people that have come up against the men of Great Millstone throughout 16, 17, 18 years, all these people, I'm talking in this from 2007 up till present, where are they at? Where are they? And if they're still around, the Lord is starting to bust them up. You see? So don't think that, you know, your thoughts and your actions in your ways are being looked at as, you know, the Lord has given you a mouth of understanding, or a spirit of understanding, right? The Lord's going to do a number on all you individuals out there who continually make mockery, who continually scoff, who continually, you know, try to, you know, call good evil. We're doing the good work through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. And you demons who just coming around all of a sudden talking shit, now we're used to it. We're used to it. But the crazy thing is, you individuals, you haven't even been around long enough to even figure this thing out, or even to say to yourself, let me examine the matter. Let me examine what's going on. Who are these guys of Great Millstone? How long have they been around? You know, what have they been teaching? Who's been coming up against them? Where are the men that came up against them? Where were all the... You should be asking yourself these questions. All right? You got people who aren't in the truth, who have been catching the buzz of the Hebrew Israelites, quote unquote, coming and saying, yeah, at all these camps, Great Millstone's the one. These guys are the one. You know? But nobody likes to humble themselves. That's the problem here in America. Nobody likes to humble themselves. You know? The thing about the apostles and what we've learned from the apostles, if you make a mistake, you own it. You know, and that's one thing the apostles are always good at. They're good at giving credit when credit is due. But all these other groups out here, absolutely not. Absolutely not. General Yohana, he had made a statement, and I think I may have mentioned this before, going back, talking about Apostle Tahar did 2 years in prison for tax evasion. Now, I know you brothers remember that, who've been around long enough, you know? And again, that was during the time when ISUPK and Great Millstone were kind of ramming heads throughout a time period. But for a man to come up with something like that, you know, a blatant lie, totally out of left field, I mean, again, what's this man's credibility? You know, credibility is a lot when you're in this truth, man. You know, integrity, honesty, that goes a long way in this truth, man. But there be men who lack these things, and we see who they are. All right, so with that, I'm going to end it there. Lord willing, I'm going to see you brothers another one. I'm going to say shalom for now.